Hello again, Dr. Phillips here. Now that you are in Populi, let me show you a few more basics of Populi so that you can begin exploring to see what you can discover about our learning management system. So let me bring up a PowerPoint and I'll go over a couple of things to look for. All right, here we are with some basics of Populi. I am not going to be able to exhaust everything you can know about Populi, but I'll show you how to move around within the Populi system so that you can begin exploring to discover more about the power of the way your information here at Tri-State is organized. So if we log in, remember use your TSBC email address and password to log in. Then you come to the school dashboard. Okay, you'll come to the school dashboard. Now, generally in Populi, you can't break anything, but I will caution you that if you go into a lesson folder and you see a link to a test, quiz, or exam, do not click on that until you are ready to take that test. If you click on a link to a test early, you have to take that test. So if you haven't studied for it, you're going to have to keep the grade that you get for that test. So if you look along the top, in the black bar at the top, you'll see links to other pages of things like files and your student email. And even at the end there, it says library. That is a link to a database of everything our library has. So if you want to look up a book, for example, you want to look up a book by Francis Schaeffer, you can enter the name Schaeffer and hit enter, and you'll see what Francis Schaeffer books are in the library and if they're checked out or if they're available. You can also see what reference books we have. For example, reference books, a lot of them don't circulate, which means you have to go to the library, find the information you want, and either write it down or use our new scanner to make a digital copy of that information along with the citation information. So the library tab is pretty powerful. There's a bookstore tab. Several years ago, Tri-State got out of the bookstore business because it was just easier for students to order online from different bookstores such as Amazon. So we got out of that business, but there's still a tab there. So you can also do some searching and get some help for Populi on the right-hand side of that black bar. Feel right at home, click away. Just remember, do not click on a test until you are ready. So through here, we see more tabs. These are fairly important tabs. Check My Profile. That will bring up your profile of what information you submitted to the school. If anything needs changing, like an address or a phone number, be sure to notify us as soon as possible. You can also click a tab for your courses. You can click a tab for academics. That's where you would register for upcoming classes. Or you can check your overall GPA for all the classes you've taken. You can also see which courses you still need to take. You also have more tabs. This feed of announcements for the school changes over time, and the newest item will be here at the top. You'll have to scroll down the page to find the older ones. Again, here is the drop-down menu that you can flip back and forth between orientation and your upcoming courses to see what you're registered for. And so once this orientation drops off, you'll automatically see your courses here on the page, and you can enter your course by clicking the link of the course. So that brings you to the course. In this case, it's still our orientation. I want to focus on the left-hand side of the page. There are a number of tabs, and I have some extra tabs here that you do not have. This is the course dashboard, not the college dashboard. The more you use Populi, the more comfortable you will get with it. So we are currently on the dashboard of orientation. Remember, the box is gray behind the word dashboard. Okay, let's look closer at these tabs. In the bottom 4, are tabs that you will not have. Those are tabs for me. But let me tell you about the important tabs that you need to pay attention to. Number one, your dashboard. That's where you log in, and whatever announcements the professor may have will appear on the dashboard. Then you have a syllabus page. We haven't been to the syllabus page yet. It's coming up. Okay. Then you have your lessons tabs, which you're already familiar with. When you're in the lessons, that's all the course content that you have to study for that week. Conferences is a tab you need to know. Okay. I've got red arrows by the tabs that are going to be most important for you. The conferences tab is where you will find the link to the Zoom meetings and their recordings for particular nights' classes. Let's say you have a 7 p.m. class. This class meets at 7 p.m. on Thursday. You go to the conferences tab and you want to look at last week's lecture because we record every lecture. So if you want to look at last week's lecture, find the link from Zoom on the conferences page to last week's lecture, and you can watch the recording. If you're looking for this week's Zoom conference so that you can join live remotely as opposed to being sitting in class, you will find a tab that says Join Conference. And when you click that tab, Populi will check to see that you have Zoom installed on your computer. If you don't have Zoom, it will give you a link to load it quickly. Then Zoom will load with the correct Zoom meeting conference for that evening's class. It's not as hard as I just made it out to be. But just remember, dashboard, syllabus, lessons tab, conferences tab, and finally your gradebook. If you want to go in and see what you made on an assignment, and see what your grade point average is so far based on the assignments that have been graded, that's where you would find it. Now, one important thing about the grade book, as you go through the semester, let's say you have 10 assignments for the semester, you have 7 assignments and you've gotten A's on each one. It might be tempting to not turn in any other assignments. But if those 7 assignments only cover 25% of your total grade, that means 75% of your total grade will be missing if you don't turn those assignments in. Our grades are weighted, so turn all your assignments in. And finally, I said there will be a tab that pops up at the end of the semester. That is for your course evaluation. Okay, you have the opportunity to give feedback at the end of the semester. What did you like about the course? Did you understand the professor? What do you think could stand improving? We love the feedback. That helps us make the courses better. So at the end of the semester, you will see a new tab pop up at the bottom of all these tabs, and it says evaluation. Just remember dashboard, syllabus, lessons, conferences, and gradebook. If you remember those 5, you are good to go. So let's look at the syllabus page. Okay, we're at the syllabus tab. Notice at the left, the tab with the gray box behind it. You look at the orientation tab for syllabus. There are 3 files to download. Please download these files and keep them on your computer. They are a Turabian supplement, the student catalog, and the college calendar. You will refer to those a good number of times, download them, put them in a folder labeled college PDFs or something to that effect where you can find them, and make sure you have them. Here is an optional book. It's not for the orientation course, but I've placed it here as a reminder. This is the actual Turabian book. I would strongly encourage you to pick up this book because you'll use it for a couple years. And so if you click that link, That will take you right to Amazon. It's the same on any college course. The textbooks will either be labeled optional or required. If it's a required book, you can click that link and be taken straight to Amazon. Down here at the bottom of the page, you see just the top of the syllabus peeking out. So let's scroll downward. Same page, but we're scrolling downward. Here is the mock-up of a syllabus. You do not have to print this one off. If you did wish to print the syllabus off on one of your courses this semester, there are buttons at the top of this little gray window that allow you to download the syllabus, print the syllabus, or enlarge it on the screen, or break it out in a separate window. You can also scroll through this window within a window. When it comes to your assignments and submitting them, all student assignments, papers, project files, PowerPoints, video responses, everything you have to submit has to be uploaded through Populi. This is for accreditation reasons. You can't print it off and hand it to your professor. We discourage that because that creates extra work for the professor. Do that only in the case of an emergency. It has to be uploaded through Populi for our accreditation. We have to be able to prove that you actually submitted an assignment. So here's what it looks like to upload an assignment. I pulled something from my Apologetics in Appalachia course so you can see that. For example, here are a couple of assignments within a lesson plan. Let's say we're in lesson 1. There is a discussion board where the students have to answer some questions about a video they're required to watch. Down here at the bottom, there is a link. Now notice these are blue links. Links are always highlighted in blue. For a video reaction, basically they have to do about a 2 to 3 minute video of themselves discussing a little bit about them. It's like a little bio video. And then I will stitch them together so they can see each other's videos online so they know more about their classmates. This is a DEO class. If you click the video reaction link, it will take you to a page where you can either drag and drop the video or click a link and attach it like an email. Just like attaching a file to an email. And if you're not sure how to do it, ask your professor. Have your professor walk you through it or come find me. And we will look at the video reaction link. And I'll show you how to do it. You learn it once, you'll be able to do it for the rest of your time at Tri-State. Finally, the course evaluations. At the end of every semester, a course evaluation tab is made open. I've shown you where that will be. It's the bottom tab. Please, please, please fill that out. It is anonymous. It is anonymous, so you're free to say and discuss. Discuss it like a professional. If you had an issue with the course, discuss it in a professional manner, one that the Lord would honor. So that is the basics of Populi. There are just a handful of tabs to remember. You'll get used to it within a week or two. You'll be flying. But I wanted to call out a few things so you know what's going on.